Listen to me closely, my precious child. Stop whatever you are doing, quiet your racing mind, and lean in. This message has not found you by accident, nor is it a random coincidence tossed into your path by chance. This is a divine interception. The timing is immaculate, orchestrated from the very foundations of the earth. This is me, Jesus, speaking directly into the deepest, most exhausted corners of your heart at the exact millisecond you desperately needed to hear my voice. Lean closer to these words, because what you are about to absorb is going to shift the very tectonic plates of your reality. For months, perhaps years, you have been praying until your voice went hoarse. You have been waiting in the shadows, quietly hoping against hope while watching others receive their breakthroughs. You wondered if you were forgotten, but hear me now. The moment of your elevation has finally arrived. Today, right now, you are standing first in line to receive the explosive, life-altering miracle you have been aching for. Yes, it is true. I have deliberately and personally handpicked you. Look at the billions of souls walking this earth. Yet my eyes were locked on you. I saw the tears that soaked your pillow in the midnight hours. I heard the silent, agonizing cries that never made it past your throat. And out of all of them, I chose you right now. In the very second you are absorbing my words, I want you to notice the atmosphere around you beginning to physically and spiritually shift. A tidal wave of inexplicable peace is preparing to flood the deepest chambers of your heart. Those suffocating fears that have held you hostage, they are melting away like ice under a blazing sun. A profound, supernatural calm, unlike anything you have ever experienced in your earthly life, is wrapping itself tightly around your spirit. Do not ignore this feeling. This is the undeniable, tangible sign of my presence in your room. Your divine, undeniable appointment with me is actively unfolding at this exact moment. You might be sitting there feeling entirely unworthy, analyzing your flaws and wondering, why me? Why would the Creator of the universe choose me? But listen to me clearly, and let this truth shatter your insecurities. I have always loved you with a relentless, consuming passion. Even in your darkest, most shameful hours, when you felt utterly unlovable, I was there. I have been the silent witness to your hidden struggles, your crushing loneliness, and every single secret battle you fought behind closed doors. Today, I am not just watching from a distance. I am violently stepping into your exact situation with my absolute power and my infinite love, simply to prove to you that world-shaking miracles still happen. Every trial, every heartbreak, and every unbearable weight you have endured was not a mistake. It was rigorous preparation for this exact defining moment. The end of the waiting season, my child. Do not let the thief of doubt steal the magnificent work I am about to do in your life. This miracle I am delivering is not a vague possibility. It is your concrete reality. Keep your heart wide open. Stay with me. Hold on to my every word until the very end, and watch as your miracle unfolds before your very eyes. Your agonizing wait is officially over. Your time to step into the light has finally come, and you are about to witness my glory revealed in your life in ways that will completely shatter your wildest imaginations. You are the first in line to receive my miracle today. I have watched you intimately. I have walked shoulder to shoulder with you through the fire, and now I have come to meet you right where you are, in the middle of your mess, your doubt, and your exhaustion. You cannot even begin to fathom the sheer magnitude of the breakthrough that is about to detonate in your life. What you interpreted as a painful delay, what you felt was a punishing silence from heaven, was actually my intense, loving preparation. I was never ignoring your cries. I was meticulously building something profound inside of you. I was constructing a fortitude so strong, a spirit so beautiful, and a foundation so unshakable that absolutely no storm in hell or on earth could ever destroy it. I know you have cried violently when you thought no one was watching. I know you have forced a brave smile through emotional pain so excruciating it nearly broke your spirit in half. But I saw every single tear, even the heavy, silent ones that pooled in your eyes but never fell. I counted every one of them. I held them incredibly close to my heart, and now, by my sovereign hand, I am violently turning your profound sorrow into unspeakable joy. The crushing weight you carried was not for nothing. Those doors that slammed in your face, the opportunities that fell through, they were never punishments. They were my ultimate protection. If I could pull back the curtain and show you the disasters, the heartbreaks, and the traps I was actively saving you from, you would fall to your knees and thank me for every single no, every excruciating delay, and every seemingly unanswered prayer. What I have blueprinted for your life is vastly better. It is safer. It is infinitely stronger. And the clock has struck the hour. Now it is time. Type, "Heaven is my home." If your eyes are locked on eternity, when you make that declaration, do not be surprised when an aggressive, irrational peace overtakes you today. A peace that makes absolutely no logical sense given your circumstances. Do not question the sudden, heavy calm anchoring your heart. That is me. I am surrounding you with an impenetrable shield right now. My warrior angels have already been dispatched and are standing guard near you. The suffocating heaviness you have dragged around for years, can you feel it? It is lifting off your shoulders. Chains of generational trauma, anxiety, and lack are physically breaking even as your eyes scan this sentence. Fear is rapidly losing its toxic grip on your mind. Doubt is crumbling to dust. You are boldly stepping into a meticulously planned miracle that has been in motion for longer than you could ever comprehend. The sacredness of silence. And now, I need you to listen with absolute intentionality. This exact moment in time is sacred. Do not rush past it just to get to the next thing. Do not run and tell everyone what is happening in your life just yet. Some spiritual shifts are far too holy, too delicate, to be shared with the world too soon. Let me fully finish the masterpiece I have started before you speak a word of it. Let this miracle take deep, immovable root in the silent, protected soil of your heart. I am not just paying you a fleeting visit. I am moving in and staying. I am not tossing a temporary blessing your way. I am bringing a total, ground-up transformation. I am aggressively rearranging the pieces of your life, unlocking vaults of opportunity that have been sealed shut, and realigning every single one of your future steps. When the dust settles, you will look back in sheer awe and declare, "Only God could have orchestrated this." You have felt so small, constantly overlooked, and entirely forgotten by the world. But I have been intimately watching you grow in secret, exactly like a seed buried deep beneath the dark soil. You have been hidden in the shadows, not because you were deemed unworthy, but because your root system desperately needed the time to grow impossibly deep. The magnitude of the blessing that is coming your way would be far too heavy for shallow roots to support. It would crush you. So in my mercy I let you grow downward in the dark first, so that now you can grow upward into the light with unbreakable strength. The people around you may not have witnessed the agonizing reality of your journey. They have no idea the inner demons, the setbacks, and the sheer exhaustion you have had to fight through just to remain standing on your own 2 feet. But I do. I know every detail, and I highly honor your resilience. You will never, ever be the same after this divine encounter. But hear me clearly. This specific miracle I am dispatching to you requires your blind, unwavering trust. It demands your silence. You must understand that not everyone in your circle will celebrate what I am about to unleash in your life. Not everyone will comprehend the sudden shift in your posture. And that is perfectly okay. You are not living this life for the cheap applause of an audience. You are doing this intimately with me, for me, and through me. You may be sitting there feeling unsure, hesitant, whispering, "Jesus, Is this really truly for me? Let me answer you with deafening clarity. Yes, my beloved child. It absolutely is. This is your defining moment. This is the turning point that divides your life into before and after. This is your divine, undeniable shift. The exhausting, endless season of merely surviving and scraping by is violently coming to an end. A brand new season of radical overflow, where your cup runs over, is officially beginning. Massive doors of opportunity are violently swinging open. Deep, cellular healing is rushing toward you. Abundant provision is being released from heaven's reserves. And hear me, absolutely no one can stop it. Not your messy past, not your worst mistakes, and not even your deepest, darkest doubts. I, the Creator, have declared it, and my spoken word never ever returns to me empty or void. The power of surrender. Your primary job right now is to fiercely protect your peace. Build a fortress around it. Stay anchored in prayer. Keep your heart remarkably open and your spirit completely quiet. Let me finish the intricate work I am doing. Do not rush out ahead of me out of anxiety. Do not try to force closed doors open while I am still busy unfolding your path. This miracle is not something you have to exhaust yourself chasing down. This is something I am personally delivering to your front door. For far too long, you have carried toxic burdens and responsibilities that were never yours to hold. You have worn heavy, suffocating masks just to make it through the day and appease others. But I look right past the mask. I see the raw, authentic, unpolished you, and I deeply, passionately love that exact version of you. I have zero need for your fake perfection. I only crave your raw honesty. Just come to me exactly as bruised, battered, and messy as you are. And I promise you, I will handle all the rest. I am not ashamed of you. I am incredibly proud of you. I am proud of how you stubbornly kept believing when the world gave you every reason to become a cynic. I am proud of how you dragged yourself out of bed and kept showing up to life, even on the days you desperately wanted to throw in the towel and give up. I am proud of how, through the blinding tears, you still worshipped, you still prayed, and you still dared to hope. Now, I am going to publicly and profoundly reward that relentless faith. But I need a commitment from you. I need you to actively protect this miracle. Do not invite the chaotic noise of the world into the sacred space I am building within you. Not everyone in your immediate circle has the spiritual maturity to understand what I am doing in you right now. That is fine. Let me be the one to reveal the masterpiece to them when the timing is flawless. My child, listen to me again. I need you to grasp something of vital importance. The specific miracle I am handing you today is vastly more than just a simple answer to a prayer request. It is a massive doorway, a grand entrance into the spectacular, abundant life I always intended for you to live from the moment you were conceived. It is an invitation to a life saturated in peace, dripping with purpose, and defined by a reality where you finally stop endlessly striving and start truly living while breathing in my presence. But before I throw that door completely wide open, I have one non-negotiable request of you. Trust me completely, not halfway, not just 99 PHNTRM. Not only when the path ahead makes logical sense to your human brain. I demand your full, unadulterated trust, even in the terrifying parts of the journey that still heavily confuse you. Even in those sensitive areas of your life where you have been deeply disappointed and burned in the past. Thank you for being a vital, cherished part of our growing spiritual family. If the messages and videos we share have helped bring genuine peace, divine clarity, or powerful inspiration into your daily life, we warmly invite you to support our continued mission by using the Super Thanks feature. Your generosity and encouragement truly mean the absolute world to us as we spread this light. I know exactly what they whispered behind your back. I know precisely what broke your heart and shattered your trust. I know the exact moments that left you paralyzed, feeling like maybe, just maybe, You were fundamentally flawed and never good enough. But let me remind you of your true identity. You are irrevocably mine. And because you belong to me, I will never ever allow a single wound on your soul to go unnoticed or untreated. I am going to take that exact trauma and use it. I will meticulously heal it. I will transform your deepest scar into a gleaming lighthouse where my glory shines the absolute brightest. You may currently lack the perspective to understand why certain agonizing events had to play out the way they did. But hear this promise. Absolutely nothing in your life was wasted. I have been walking behind you, carefully collecting every single jagged, broken piece of your shattered dreams. And I am not just gluing you back together into the person you used to be. I am forging an entirely new creation, something infinitely more resilient, stunning, and powerful. There are massive blessings I have been eagerly waiting to drop into your lap, but I had to put you through the fire to prepare you first. I had to stretch and strengthen the capacity of your heart. I had to painfully remove certain toxic people from your life because their character could not survive the altitude of where I am about to take you. I had to let you feel the crushing weight of the burden so that, when I finally miraculously lift it, you will have the wisdom to never forget exactly who it was that carried you through the storm. You have remained fiercely faithful, even on the days you felt completely powerless. You have poured love into others, even when your own emotional tank was running on fumes. You have forced yourself to keep walking forward, even on the days your legs could barely support your own weight. Do you think I missed that? None of it went unseen. None of it will go unrewarded. I was breathing the same air as you, walking with you every single step of that grueling journey. And now, I am aggressively on the move. The great alignment. But you must stay awake, spiritually vigilant and hyper. Aware, pay very close attention to the subtle things I am doing behind the scenes. Watch with wide eyes as I begin to supernaturally align seemingly random conversations, unexpected connections, and bizarre opportunities. Some of these things will look entirely insignificant and small at first glance. But you must trust me, they are highly potent seeds. They are the seeds of an empire, of something massively bigger than you can comprehend. Do not rush the process. Do not let panic dictate your actions. The foundation I am currently laying in your life is designed to last for generations. It is not some fleeting temporary high. It is not shallow. This is a foundational miracle that is going to violently shift the entire trajectory of your existence. You will not merely feel a little better. You are going to be fundamentally changed, rewritten from the inside out. And yes, I am fully aware that your analytical mind is still actively wrestling in the mud with deep-seated fears. I hear the whispers of anxiety. What if this doesn't happen? What if I foolishly get my hopes up again, only to be crushed and let down just like last time? I completely understand. I have sat intimately with you and watched that very specific fear grow silently, like a weed inside of your chest. But I need you to look me in the eyes and know this truth. This time is completely different. I am intimately involved in this. You are not throwing blind hope into thin air. You are planting your feet firmly on the solid rock of my eternal word. You are placing your trust in the one sovereign God who mathematically and spiritually cannot fail. You are actively stepping into a sacred promise that was written in the stars long before your heart took its first beat. And it is roaring to life right now. I want you to rest. And I do not just mean taking a nap physically. I mean finding profound, deep-seated rest in your spirit. I want you to immediately stop exhausting yourself trying to figure out the logistics of how this will happen. You simply do not need to carry the weight of being the architect of your own salvation anymore. Put the heavy blueprint down. Lay it squarely at my feet. I am infinitely strong enough to handle every complex question, every neurotic worry, and every terrifying unknown you possess. The moment you truly let go of the reins, you will finally clear the space necessary for me to step in and take absolute control. That is precisely what I have been patiently waiting for. I never needed your human strength. I only ever needed your total surrender. You have continually asked me, Lord, what exactly do I need to do? And here is my definitive answer to you: stay close to me. Do not wander off into the wilderness when the journey gets quiet. Do not let doubt poison your mind when the manifestation takes slightly longer than your human timeline expected. Even in the dead silence, when you hear nothing, I am fiercely working behind the curtain on your behalf. Your impending miracle is not meant just to benefit you. It is going to serve as a blinding beacon of light for others trapped in darkness. It is going to undeniably prove to a skeptical world exactly who I am. People are going to look at the radical, unexplainable change in your life, your demeanor, and your success. And they will demand to know what on earth happened. That is the moment you will confidently look them in the eye and tell them, Jesus did it. So hold on with a white-knuckle grip. Even when the pressure mounts, even when the natural world around you looks entirely unchanged for now, I swear to you upon my throne, your miracle is already violently in motion. Every single ticking second of the clock brings it one step closer to colliding with your reality. Yes, my precious child, there is so much more I want to pour into your thirsty heart. To stay within my protective shadow, you must listen with extreme depth. I am still right here beside you, and I have not stopped speaking. You need to understand that this divine encounter is not just about handing you a one-time blessing and walking away. This is an invitation into a radically new lifestyle of living intertwined with me. I am not only handing you a breakthrough, I am handing you a much deeper, more intimate, unshakable relationship with me. That connection is the true, eternal treasure. I deeply desire to walk hand in hand with you through every mundane moment of your Tuesday afternoons, not just swoop in to visit you when you are screaming in the middle of a crisis. Far too often, you have treated me like a fire extinguisher, only frantically calling on my name when the house is burning down in a storm. But I crave to be sitting next to you on the quiet, ordinary days too, when your heart is resting calmly in your chest, when your hands are steady and the bills are paid. I still desperately want to be close to you. I want to celebrate your victories and laugh with you, not just constantly rescue you from the ledge. Right, Jesus, be glorified in me. If your entire life is meant to be his living altar, this incoming miracle you are preparing to receive, it is merely a doorway. It is an entrance into a realm of vastly more profound peace, more crystal clear clarity, more explosive, uncontrollable joy, and infinitely more of my presence guarding the sacred seed. But to sustain this, I need you to be ruthless about protecting your heart in this incoming season. You must become a fierce gatekeeper of who you allow to speak into your life and influence your spirit. Understand this: not every voice offering advice is sent from me. There are people who will wear a mask of deep concern, but the words leaving their mouths are laced with toxic seeds of doubt, jealousy, and fear. Do not allow them to track mud and plant weeds in the pristine soil I have just painstakingly prepared for your faith to bloom. When I am the one speaking to you, you will feel it in your bones. My words always bring a settling peace, never chaotic confusion. My divine direction always brings a deep, inner stillness, never anxious, rushing pressure. Therefore, if a situation, an opportunity, or a person makes you feel frantic, rushed, or deeply anxious, I need you to immediately take a massive step back and ask for my counsel. I will provide undeniable confirmation of the right path. I will never, ever leave you wandering blindly in the dark. Furthermore, you must violently reject the trap of comparison. Do not look sideways at the blessings I am currently pouring out on others, and allow the enemy to make you question what I am actively doing inside of you. Their beautifully curated journey is not your journey. I am busy writing a completely different, epic, best-selling story with your life. one that has been custom, tailored to fit your unique calling perfectly. You are not lagging behind. You are not showing up late to the party. You are standing exactly where you need to be, precisely on schedule, for the explosive thing I am about to do next. Trust the timing. Trust the author. Trust me. Now, my child, take a deep breath, and I need you to permanently release the paralyzing fear you have been lugging around like dead weight. You know the fear I am talking about. The terrifying, nagging thought that the second this blessing arrives, it will instantly disappear like a mirage. The twisted belief that if something incredibly good finally happens to you, the other shoe is bound to drop, and something catastrophic will immediately follow. Let me be absolutely clear. That specific fear is a demonic lie from the pit of hell. That fear has absolutely nothing to do with me. I do not brutally tease you by giving you blessings just to rip them out of your hands for my amusement. I bless you strictly to display the staggering magnitude of my goodness. I bless you simply because you are my beloved child. And when I give a gift, I give it with overflowing, uncontainable joy. You have absolutely zero reason to fear the future when the Creator of time itself is firmly holding your hand. I am asking you to let your battered heart swing wide open once again. I know intimately how you have boarded up the windows and bolted the doors of your soul to protect yourself from further damage. You have been gutted. You have been terribly, unfairly disappointed by people you trusted. But I am standing at the door right now knocking, asking you, let me all the way in. Do not keep me in the hallway. I am not here to inflict more trauma. I am the great physician, and I am here to completely heal you from the inside out. Let go of the toxic sludge of bitterness, especially the quiet, simmering kind that you hide behind a smile. Let go of that suppressed, silent rage toward the people who deeply traumatized you and arrogantly walked away without ever offering an apology. Hand their names over to me. I will personally deal with them and balance the scales of justice. Your only job is to stay emotionally and spiritually free. Understand this spiritual law. Bitterness acts as a massive concrete wall that blocks heavenly blessings, whereas radical forgiveness acts as the master key that violently unlocks supernatural miracles. I am not stupidly asking you to pretend the trauma never happened, or to forget the pain. I am asking you to physically and emotionally release the debt into my capable hands. Let me carry that crushing weight so it no longer breaks your back. You will be absolutely staggered by how incredibly light and free you feel the moment you finally release it. You will take your first full breath in years. You will find yourself smiling out of nowhere again. Not because your external circumstances are flawlessly perfect, but because you finally surrendered and allowed me to be your ultimate healer. There is a radiant, undeniable glow steadily returning to your face. The brilliant spark that the harshness of life desperately tried to snuff out is reigniting. You are going to experience joy again. And I do not mean a fleeting 5-minute high of temporary happiness. I mean a deep, unshakable, foundational joy that is entirely immune to the chaotic circumstances of the world around you. It is already activating. Even as you read this sentence, my Holy Spirit is wrapping around you like a heavy, warm blanket. Some of you reading this are physically experiencing it right now. A sudden, intense warmth blooming in the center of your chest, a radical lightness taking the tension out of your shoulders, or a hot tear rolling down your cheek that you didn't even expect. That is me. That is my literal physical presence confirming to your mind that every word on this screen is absolute reality. The masterpiece of timing. Let us have an honest conversation about timing. I know you have spent countless nights staring at the ceiling, demanding, "When, Lord? How much longer do I have to survive this?" You have waited until you felt like you were decaying, and there were agonizing stretches where it genuinely felt like absolutely nothing in the universe was moving on your behalf. But I need you to sear this truth into your mind. My divine timing is never, ever late. It may severely clash with your impatient human clock, but it always, without fail, flawlessly matches your true spiritual need. While you were sleeping, while you were weeping, while you were working. I have been furiously arranging circumstances behind the scenes. I have been strategically sliding complex pieces into place on a chessboard that you do not even have the clearance to see. What your limited vision perceived as a cruel delay was, in fact, my heavy shield of protection. What sounded to you like the deafening silence of abandonment was actually the sound of me meticulously constructing a reality, vastly superior to the tiny, limited thing you were begging me for. Every single fractured prayer you barely managed to whisper, I heard it with perfect clarity. Every hot tear that hit the floor, I saw it, and I never, for a fraction of a second, forgot about you. I have been hovering closer to you than the very oxygen you breathe, firmly holding your entire future securely in the palms of my hands, ensuring that when the absolute perfect moment strikes, every single fragmented piece of your life will snap together flawlessly. Now, let me directly address the deepest, most terrifying fear lurking in your heart. The crippling fear that maybe you screwed up too badly and completely missed your window of opportunity. The lie that you have made too many catastrophic mistakes, taken too many wrong turns, and that I have simply given up and changed my mind about blessing you. Listen to me with every fiber of your being. Absolutely nothing you have ever done, or could ever do, has the power to cancel my ferocious love for you. I do not rip up my contracts or take back my eternal promises. I do not suddenly revoke the high calling I placed on your life because you stumbled. You may have fallen flat on your face in the mud, but I never walked away in disgust. I knelt down in the mud right beside you, and I am still right here. You must immediately evict the toxic religious idea that you somehow need to flawlessly fix your entire life, conquer every bad habit, and achieve moral perfection before I am willing to bless you. That is absolutely not how my kingdom operates. I bless you to loudly demonstrate to the universe exactly who I am. I do not bless you because you earned enough good behavior points, but simply because you carry my DNA. You are mine. You have been brutally crushing yourself under the weight of impossible legalistic standards that I never once placed on your shoulders. You falsely believe you need to present a perfect resume for me to move on your behalf. But I already made the sovereign decision to move mountains for you solely because I am madly in love with you, not because your performance review was flawless. All I require from you is your yes, your fiercely open heart, your raw, unfiltered faith, even if that faith currently looks the size of a microscopic mustard seed. You do not need to muster up some grandiose theatrical faith to unlock massive miracles. You only need authentic, naked, honest faith, the kind of gritty faith that looks up with tear-stained eyes and says, Jesus, my world is falling apart, and I don't understand any of this, but I am choosing to trust you anyway. Let me tell you a secret. That specific, desperate brand of faith is exactly what violently tears mountains out of the earth and casts them into the sea. And you, my beautiful child, possess substantially more of that faith than you give yourself credit for. The sheer fact that you have kept putting one foot in front of the other, even on the days you felt entirely paralyzed, that was faith. The moments you actively chose to show love and grace to others when you were bleeding and it hurt to breathe, that was staggering faith. The very fact that you are sitting here, reading these words, desperately straining your ears to hear my voice, that is the undeniable, living proof that your faith is burning bright. Stepping into the unknown, so now, let us talk about the battle plan for what comes next. Say out loud, right where you are, Father, I am listening. If your heart is truly dialed into my frequency, know this. I am actively bulldozing a brand new path through the wilderness, just for you. This new road is not going to look anything like the exact picture you painted in your head. You might not even recognize it as a blessing at first glance. Because the packaging will be wildly different than what your human imagination demands, but when you step onto it, it will resonate perfectly deep within your spirit. It will carry a profound, unshakable peace, even if the terrain physically and emotionally stretches you beyond your comfort zone. Keep your eyes wide open. Watch for it like a hawk. It is approaching with rapid speed, and the second it arrives, when the door cracks open, move. Do not second. Guess yourself into paralysis. Do not sit around cowardly demanding 10 more supernatural signs and confirmations. Boldly trust the intense knowing I have placed in your gut. I promise I will guide you. I will make the next step blindingly clear. And when you boldly step forward in radical obedience, you are going to watch heavy, iron doors swing wide open in front of you. Doors that absolutely no man, institution, or demon has the authority to ever shut again. But I warn you, be incredibly wise in this next phase. Guard your inner circle fiercely. Keep your trusted confidants very small in this new season. There are people in your phone right now who were perfectly designed for the season of your past, but who are completely unequipped and toxic for the massive season of your future. Some individuals were dispatched into your life strictly to teach you a brutal lesson, not to travel the entire marathon with you. When they walk away, do not cry over it as if it is a tragic rejection. Recognize it for what it truly is. My divine redirection. I am strategically muting and removing the wrong voices from your orbit, so that my voice can echo clearly without competition. Stay intensely close to my side. Let the volume of my voice completely drown out the chaotic noise of society. Let my eternal word act as a heavy iron anchor for your soul when the economy, the culture, and everything else around you starts to violently shake. I am your impenetrable bomb shelter, your only solid ground. And yes, I promise you, the physical miracle you have been begging for is still hurtling toward you. The massive breakthrough is actively en route. But I want you to realize the greatest, most profound miracle of all has already taken place. Your cold, battered heart is finally turning back toward me. That is all I ever truly wanted from the beginning. A heart that is softened, stripped of its armor, wildly open, and overflowing with reckless trust. Let us address the suffocating heaviness you have been dragging around like a ball and chain. You have been pretending to be strong for far too long. You have been holding the entire universe together with duct tape, plastering a fake smile on your face while internally screaming, constantly bleeding yourself dry to help everyone else while silently, desperately hoping that just one person would look you in the eyes and notice you were drowning too. I saw it. I felt the exact excruciating weight of it with you. And I need you to hear this mandate clearly. You are hereby relieved of your duty to carry it all. Hand it all over to me right this second. All of it. The paralyzing fear of the future, the dizzying confusion, the crushing financial or emotional pressure, the toxic shame, the suffocating guilt. Hand over the exhausting theatrical performances where you pretend everything is fine, just to avoid having a total mental breakdown in front of your peers. I see right through the facade anyway. You never ever have to play hide and seek with me. I am not standing here with a clipboard demanding flawless perfection. I am simply begging for your absolute raw honesty. Let me walk into the dark, hidden, locked rooms of your soul that still fiercely ache. Expose the bruised and battered parts of your identity that are just so unimaginably tired of fighting. You do not even need to articulate the pain or try to explain it to me. I already know the entire story. Even right now, as your eyes read these words, I am actively injecting your spirit with a potent, heavy dose of peace. Let it wash over your nervous system. Let it forcefully settle the chaos inside of you. Let the screaming noise of the world outside your window fade into absolute nothingness. I am stepping onto the boat of your life and commanding the violent hurricane inside your heart to be completely still. The return of deep joy. And now, my child, let us talk about the return of joy. Not the cheap, counterfeit joy the world sells, Not the fragile kind of happiness that evaporates the second you have a bad day or receive bad news. I am talking about profound, radical, bedrock joy, the kind that thrives and sustains you, even when your external reality makes absolutely no logical sense. That is exactly what I am violently downloading into your spirit. I know you have experienced laughter in the past, but I promise you, you are about to laugh again in a way you haven't in decades. And this time, it is not going to be a polite chuckle. It is going to erupt from the deepest, most healed parts of your soul. This new joy will be entirely bulletproof. It will not be tethered to the fluctuating balance in your bank account, the opinions of others, or the stability of your circumstances. It will be fiercely rooted in the unshakable reality that the King of the universe is standing right beside you, shielding you, no matter what hell throws your way. And very soon, the people in your life are going to start asking questions. They will stare at you and demand to know what happened. They are going to visually witness a radical, undeniable shift in your posture. They will see an ethereal glow on your skin, an impenetrable peace in your eyes, and a quiet, terrifying strength in how you walk into a room. And when they ask for your secret, you will softly smile and tell them the absolute truth. Jesus did this. He didn't just casually fix my external problems. He reached into my chest and completely resurrected my dead heart. Let me firmly remind you of this crucial fact. Absolutely nothing about the agonizing story of your life is going to be wasted. IFE is going to be wasted. Not a single drop of it. Not even the dark, shameful parts you desperately wish you could rip out of the book and burn. Not even the grueling chapters that felt like nothing but colossal, embarrassing failures. I am taking every single ounce of that darkness and aggressively recycling it. I am actively transmuting your deepest, most paralyzing pain into your greatest, most explosive purpose. I am turning your messy, broken past into an elevated platform of authority. The exact weapons the enemy forged in the dark and deployed to totally annihilate you. I am going to snatch them out of his hands and use those very experiences to radically bless, heal, and set thousands of other people free through your testimony. But you must remember, I am not just passively rearranging the furniture of your external circumstances. The real work, the heavy lifting, is happening inside your DNA, and this massive internal spiritual shift is about to violently manifest on the outside. The brain fog is going to lift, and your mind will think with razor-sharp clarity. Your physical body is going to feel rejuvenated and shockingly lighter. Your prayers are no longer going to bounce off the ceiling. They are going to carry terrifying, demonic, stronghold-breaking power. Not because you suddenly became a perfect saint, but because of the roaring Lion of Judah that now fully resides inside of you. So hold on, my child. Dig your heels into the dirt and absolutely do not give up on me right before the finish line. You are drastically closer than your exhausted eyes can perceive. The entire fabric of your reality is on the brink of a total transformation. And the catalyst for all of it boils down to one remarkably simple thing: your yes, your radical surrender. Your stubborn, defiant belief that even right now, in the messy middle where absolutely nothing makes logical sense and the math doesn't add up, I am still fiercely good. I am still flawlessly faithful. I am still aggressively moving on your behalf. You are standing in the front of the line for this specific, earth-shattering miracle, because my eyes see the hidden truth that the rest of the world is blind to. I know exactly what you had to crawl through just to survive to this day, and I have specifically chosen this exact moment in history to vindicate you and lift you higher than your enemies could ever reach. If the tears need to fall right now, let the dam break. Do not hold them back. They are incredibly holy to me. They speak a profound language that human vocabulary could never articulate. And I promise you, I am right there catching every single one. Not a solitary drop is wasted or lost in the dirt. Every single tear you cry is directly watering the spiritual soil, where your massive, unprecedented miracle is actively breaking ground. My beloved warrior, let us keep moving forward. Your heart is wonderfully cracked open, and my Holy Spirit is still pouring out like a waterfall. Stay in this pocket with me. Let me speak even deeper truths into the core of your existence, the ultimate truth of your identity. I urgently need to talk to you about your identity, because I have watched in anger as the world, the enemy, and your own insecurities have tried to violently rename you. I have seen how the toxic opinions of broken people, the trauma of your past, and the heavy list of your failures have conspired to forcefully tell you who you are and dictate your worth. But hear me roar this truth into your spirit. None of those unauthorized voices have the right to speak the truth over your life. Only the Creator holds the patent to the creation. Only my voice dictates your reality. Look at me. You are not permanently broken. You are not a forgotten afterthought. You are not too old or too late to achieve greatness. You are absolutely not too far gone to be redeemed. You are mine. You are fiercely loved with an obsessive, eternal love that does not suddenly pack its bags and leave the moment you mess up. You are specifically chosen with a massive, world-changing purpose that was absolutely not canceled, voided, or derailed by your worst mistakes. You are being held in the grip of a divine strength that will never, ever let you slip through its fingers. I command you to stop looking in the mirror and calling yourself the ugly names that I never once called you. Stop partnering with the enemy's lies. You are not weak and pathetic. You are dangerously strong, infused with my spirit. You are not a walking, breathing mistake. You are my meticulously crafted masterpiece, bought at an agonizing price. You are not lagging pathetically behind everyone else. You are standing perfectly, flawlessly on time in the center of my master plan for your destiny. When I formed you in the womb, my hands did not shake with fear or hesitation. I sculpted every detail of your being with extreme precision, intense care, and deliberate intention. You were engineered on purpose, for a massive reason. And right now, in this very season, I am aggressively restoring everything the thief managed to steal from you. I am handing back your shattered confidence, your stolen hope, and your clouded vision. I am personally putting every single broken piece back together, soldering the cracks with gold, making you exponentially stronger, sharper, and more lethal to the enemy than you were before the attack. And the entire world is going to have a front row seat to watch it happen. They will visibly see the staggering transformation of your life, and be forced to admit that absolutely no one but the God of heaven could have pulled off such a resurrection. The responsibility of the light, but let me give you a solemn warning, my child. With massive, unprecedented blessings comes massive, undeniable responsibility. I am not simply handing you this miracle so you can get comfortable, buy nice things, and live a selfish, insulated life. I am empowering you to be a blazing, unstoppable force of light in a desperately dark world. The radical healing I am injecting into your veins, I fully expect you to turn around and aggressively share it with the broken people bleeding out around you. The supernatural peace I am currently pouring into your chaotic heart, I expect you to carry it like a weapon and shift the atmosphere of absolutely every room you ever walk into. You do not need a microphone. You do not need a massive social media following or a giant stage. Just live your ordinary life saturated with radical, scandalous love. Speak outrageous kindness. Show shocking, undeserved mercy. Simply shine. That is exactly how you pull back the curtain and reveal my face to the world. That is how a skeptical, hardened society gets to physically touch and experience my heart. Through your hands. Understand that there will be people who simply cannot handle the new version of you. They will not comprehend your sudden elevation or your radical change. Some will bitterly question the authenticity of your joy. Some miserable souls might even actively mock your faith and try to tear you down. but do not waste a single second of your precious energy getting distracted by their noise. Lock your eyes firmly on my face. Let pleasing me be your singular, obsessive focus. You do not ever need to open your mouth to defend your character or justify your blessings. The sheer, undeniable fruit of your transformed life will speak with a volume that completely deafens their petty words. Just let them look at the undeniable glow on your face, the unshakable peace anchoring your spirit, and the terrifying, confident strength in your stride. That is your ultimate mic drop testimony. That is exactly how you vividly demonstrate to a watching universe what I have accomplished inside of you. And right now, before we close, I want to lean in and whisper something incredibly intimate and deeply personal to you. I know the terrifying question that haunts you at night. You have asked me, trembling in the dark, Lord, do you really still love me, even after everything I've done, even after all the dirt, the compromises, and the secrets I've hidden? Let me answer that, with a force that shatters the very concept of shame. Yes, 1,000 times. Yes, always, eternally, yes. There is absolutely no horrific sin you could commit, no catastrophic mistake you could make, and no depth you could sink to that would ever possess the power to make me stop loving you. My love for you is not some fragile, conditional, pathetic emotion. It does not run for the hills the moment your life gets messy and complicated. My love stands its ground. It violently fights for you. It throws a heavy cloak of grace over your naked shame. Even on the days you aggressively turned your back and ran in the opposite direction, my love relentlessly hunted you down. Even in the years you completely forgot my name and lived entirely for yourself, I never took my eyes off of you. And I swear to you, I will never, ever stop deliberately choosing you. Day after exhausting day, year after unpredictable year, you belong exclusively to me. So I beg of you, stop hiding in the bushes like Adam and Eve. Stop pulling away and isolating yourself when the crushing weight of shame tries to tell you that you are entirely too dirty to approach the throne. Run straight toward me. Close the gap. That is exactly when I wrap my arms around you, the tightest. That is the exact moment I lean into your ear and aggressively whisper the absolute truth that shatters every chain holding you hostage. You are totally, completely forgiven. You are scrubbed radically clean. You are entirely whole. You are a brand new creation. ### the roadmap for the future. My beautiful child, I will keep walking with you. I know your hungry heart still desperately needs more reassurance, and I am not going anywhere. I am right here for every single second of it. Let me speak prophetically over the days that are rushing toward you. You have been anxiously wringing your hands, staring at the horizon, terrified of what the future holds. You have frantically looked left and right, screaming into the void. Where on earth do I go from here? I want to instantly kill that anxiety by telling you this. I already possess the aerial view of your entire life. I have already traveled to your tomorrows. I have gone miles ahead of you with a machete and violently cleared the brush off the path. You do not have the clearance to see every single step of the staircase right now, but I do. And I am expertly, meticulously guiding your feet. One specific, crucial moment at a time. You need to immediately stop having panic attacks over not having a perfect 10-year master plan mapped out. You do not need a complete blueprint. You only need one single, solitary thing to survive and thrive. Me, when you stay surgically attached to my side. I will personally guarantee that you know exactly what to do, exactly the right second to strike, and exactly when to stand perfectly still and wait. I will categorically refuse to let you miss your defining moment, but I demand your patience, my child. Some of the most magnificent, deeply rooted things I am currently cultivating in the soil of your life simply require the passage of time. A towering oak tree does not sprout the same afternoon. The acorn is buried. Just because your human eyes cannot physically see the dirt moving yet, It absolutely does not mean massive. Tectonic shifts aren't happening beneath the surface. You must blindly trust the elaborate, unshakable root system I am building in the dark. Very soon, the dirt will break. Very soon, you are going to see the explosive, undeniable fruit of your agonizing labor. You are going to hold the physical, tangible reward for your stubborn faith. And when I finally release it into your hands, I promise you, it is going to vastly exceed the tiny, limited parameters of what you initially asked for. Because I am not a God of stingy, half-hearted, mediocre blessings. I am the God of the absolute overflow. I deal strictly in full, overwhelming, pressed, down, shaken, together, violently, running, overabundance. The final command to rest now. Let us finally address the battlefield of your mind. You have been trapped inside a category 5 hurricane in your own head for months. It has been deafeningly loud and suffocatingly heavy. Intrusive thoughts endlessly spinning on a hamster wheel. Worst-case scenarios shouting at you through a megaphone. And unanswered questions stacking up to the ceiling. But right now, by the absolute authority of my name, I am commanding that storm to die. My supernatural peace is infinitely heavier and greater than the crushing pressure you feel. My voice operates at a frequency that shatters the paralyzing screams of your fear, and my mighty right hand remains flawlessly steady, even when the entire global economy, your personal life, and the ground beneath your feet violently shakes. You have full permission to collapse and rest right here. You do not have to spend another agonizing second knuckling the steering wheel, desperately fighting for control over an uncontrollable universe. Pry your fingers off. Let it go. I have completely taken over the wheel. I have got the situation handled. And more importantly, I have got you. Let me brand this truth onto your heart one last time. I have never, for a single fraction of a millisecond, taken my eyes off of you. Even in the absolute darkest, coldest, most terrifying night of your soul, when you were utterly convinced I had abandoned you to the wolves, I was standing right there in the room. Even when you were completely numb and could not feel an ounce of my presence, I was the one physically carrying your limp body. Even when you rebelled, slipped, and fell, I immediately knelt down next to you. That is my character. That is exactly who I am. I am absolutely not the type of God who bails when things get complicated. I am the God who stays. I know you carry the deep, bleeding trauma of people who looked you in the eye, promised you the world, and then callously walked away. I know you have been stabbed in the back and left for dead. But I am not them. I will never, ever walk away from this covenant. I will never turn my back on you in disgust. I will never, ever stop fiercely loving you. You can literally bet your entire existence on me. So take a massive, deep breath, my child. Fill your lungs with this eternal truth and exhale the toxic anxiety. You are perfectly safe in my grip. You are fiercely, unconditionally loved. You are hand-selected and chosen. You are radically healed. And yes, never forget this. Your massive, earth-shaking miracle is still aggressively charging toward you. It is closing the distance between us, even as you read this final paragraph. Even if your natural eyes cannot spot it on the horizon. Even if your exhausted emotions cannot feel the rumble of it yet. I command you to believe me. It is as real as the blood pumping through your veins. And when it finally crashes into your reality, it will not be some small, easily dismissed coincidence. It will be a blinding, undeniable display of my power that permanently exterminates every single lingering doubt in your mind. It will force you to fall to your knees and publicly confess. Only the Almighty God could have orchestrated this. You are not going to be waiting much longer. The massive, atmospheric shift is already actively tearing through your life. You are already being strategically positioned on the chessboard, and your heart, right in this very second, is being structurally expanded, and prepared to hold the staggering weight of the blessing that is about to drop. If you feel my peace anchoring your soul right now, comment, "I love your presence," or "He is my peace." Type Amen to permanently seal this prophetic declaration over your life, and aggressively share this message to act as my divine vessel to rescue someone else today.